What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. It is a beautiful day here. I hope it's a beautiful day where you are and that you're having a good one. I can't actually remember exactly where I wrapped up last time, but let's see. I don't even know what today is. I took a day off, spent some time with the family, but I wrapped up the transfer case the other day, pulled it out one night, and then the following day I was able to tear it down, get the new main shaft in, the slip yoke eliminator in, and the new front yoke. So that's all done, which is great news. And then I got it installed and it's back in here. So I might have already told you that. I'm not positive. Let's see. We can get a little shot of it. There it is. She's all back in. Looking good. Now, right now, I am in the process of getting this rear end undone so that we can get that unbolted and out of the way. It's in the way. My little guy is sleeping right now, so I'm not using power tools. I'm not using my impact, so I'm just doing everything by hand, but I've almost got all the bolts out, so that's kind of the next steps. I'm going to get this rear end out. I'm going to have a cutaway day here shortly. It may even be today. Need to cut off all the mounts. I check these out. So let's see, these front mounts that the control arms came off of for the front. I'm going to do the same thing here in the rear. These guys are going to have to come off. Chop those off. You can see the bolts are already out. Right now, at this point, I think the only thing I have left back here to do is this one shock on this side and the sway bar. It's already all disconnected on the other side. The bolts are out of the top up here. In this like Y-link, whatever you want to call it. I need to get the bolts off of some of the brackets. That's kind of the thing I'm going to do right now. And this thing's going to drop right out of here. I didn't disconnect anything from the axle. I've disconnected it from the chassis. I did that because it's less bolts and I don't have to disconnect everything from the axle because we're not using that axle. So it's not really essential. A couple other things here and there that I need to do. This bad boy is already all painted up. I kind of hit it with a little bit more this morning because it's got a couple of spots here and there. I am debating on some yokes right now. So the yokes that are on the T-case are 1310s, so they're a little bit smaller. The Dana 60 front has a 1350 and the 14 bolt rear has a 1410. What I do have, I didn't even realize I had a spare, but I know I realized I had a spare because this is an NP205 1410 U-joint, or excuse me, yoke, and but it's a strap style rather than a U-bolt style. So instead of using, these guys, the strap, let's see, excuse me, the U-bolt, that's a U-bolt. So instead of using the U-bolt, it uses a strap, and the strap just isn't as strong. It's similar, but it's not as strong. For this, it'll be fine initially, but I'd like it to go to something else. I'd like it to be a strap style at some point. The other thing I have that I didn't realize I did, excuse me. The other thing I have that I didn't realize I did is the 14 bolt 1410. This is also strap style. So unfortunately that one doesn't matter quite as much because the 14 bolt's already a 1410, but it's not as nice and new and beefy as that one is. That's obviously not going to work for the Dana 60. So I do have a spare 14 bolt yoke. I've got one MP205 yoke. I'm going to see if that works on the MP242. I'm not sure that it will, but looking under there, it looks very similar. It is 32 spline, and if you look at the 205, it goes to a 205, a 203, and a 241. They're all 32 splines. So I'm not positive. I need to use my impact to get this one off to see, but we're going to give it a shot. If it works, I'm probably just going to get another one of these that has the U-bolt style. We'll use the strap style for the back. And then I am probably going to get a 1410 for the Dana 60 up front. The reason for that is I don't want to buy drive shafts twice. And I'd rather just get 1410s all the way around on the drive shafts than do like a 1310, 1350, and 1310, 1410 combo. It just kind of seems like a lot of different variables, and having some stuff that's a lot bigger and some stuff that's smaller. Is that a big deal? Not at all. It's actually pretty minimal, and if I need to just do it this way, I will. It's really not that big of a deal. So mating it to the 1310 and the 1350 up front, 1310 to the T case and to the 1410 in the back. So nothing too crazy, but that's kind of where I'm at. That's the update. The other thing that we got to do, when I say cutaway day, is we got to chop this cross member out. That's got to go for the trans. We've got to chop the front support out, and then we're going to do a lot of trimming. We're going to get rid of these fenders. We're not going to get rid of them, but we're going to trim them way back. Same thing with the rear. So the front needs to be prepped for a bumper. There's still a lot of work to do, but I do feel like I'm on the home stretch. Maybe I'm being optimistic. I don't know. Maybe there's a lot more. I'm waiting on a call back right now too. We got to get stainless steel brake lines. I think we're going to adapt TJ lines because they should be the same fitting on a WJ as the TJ at the top. So just they don't make anything for the WJ. So as it's listed, it'll say like TJ, LJ, ZJ. But it doesn't say WJ almost ever. I don't know why that is either. I mean, the ZJ is awesome, but the WJ is the newer style. So why is there so much more for the ZJ? I'm not sure. I don't really know. We need to correct that. Maybe there's some things that I can do to help move that along. But anyway, we got to get stainless steel brake lines coming. I ordered a new steering, so I use a lot of Artec stuff. Love those guys. They do a great job. We are going to do crossover steering here. I actually had purchased that for this originally and used some of it. So same joints, these 7/8 times, 3/4 inch bolt. This is actually the tie rod to that setup. It'll have the high misalignment spacers like this. Obviously this is a full hydraulic setup, so it won't be quite like that. It's gonna have the drag link. I have a spare set of Heims that work for that as well. So these guys, this is just an extra set, but I'll have that. That's on its way. I ordered wheels and tires today. What do you think I ordered? I think I was planning on 35s for a bit because I didn't think that it would be quite high enough. I've gone through a few phases in this. I also thought maybe I'd run 35s on the stock axles. I didn't go that way either until I had gotten these other axles built. But I got wheels and tires ordered today. Comment down below. What do you think I got? Did I go 35s? Did I go 40s? Did I go in the middle? Did I hit 37s? I'm not sure. I'm sure. You're not sure. You'll have to wait and see. But yeah, comment down below. Type it in. Jot it down. I don't know. What are you scribbling with a pen? Yeah, comment below. Let me know what you think I got. What do you like? What's out there? I picked up something that was going to be awesome off-road, a brand that I like. Something that's super capable, seems to be, but also something that's going to be decently roadworthy. So obviously this is, you know, the full-time wheeler, the one that's going to be on the trailer, but the WJ is designed to be, you know, fully family-friendly, my daily driver, and want something that, you know, we can still go and get on pretty hard. So I picked a set of tires that'll work for that. Also, it's got to be a set of tires that I feel confident pulling all the way across the country behind the motorhome. So we got I think I've said this before, but we got a trip coming up. We're going to be headed out to Missouri. We are going to be going to Moab. That's going to be one of our stops on the way through. Not right at Moab, but there's a cool state park down there. My kid wants to see the Arches and Canyonlands, so we're going to check out those national parks. We're going to probably do a little cruising through Moab. So that's the plan with the Jeep. I need it to be ready, and we've got basically, I leave in less than a week to go and pick my son up. He actually lives in Alaska. I'm going to pick him up, bring him back. Then we've got 1 week before we do a test drive, and I would really like this to go behind the camper. We're going to take the camper out to the Oregon coast, do a little family camp trip, but I'd really like this thing to go with us. So it's like grind time right now. And here I am, you know, talking in a camera, you know, talking to you guys. So I'm going to stop running my mouth and I'm going to get back to work. So I appreciate you hanging out. Comment below. Give me your suggestions. Let me know what you think of the build so far. And thanks for sticking with me. I really appreciate it. Like I said, it's a beautiful day here. Thanks for joining me. And let me get back to work and I'll see you in just a few minutes. All right? Appreciate you. So the axle's out, back axle's out. These, the top of the, I don't know what you would call it, I guess, wishbone, the top of this, it got hung up a little bit in there. But I did get it out in one giant piece. So that's good. We've got so much more room for activities down here. And ready to start cutting some of these mounts out. And that's really kind of the next step for some of this. Just time to get these mounts cut out. This needs to get cut out. Might as well do that too. This tub. So I'm gonna mark this off. We're gonna chop that out. I think it's time to do some cutting now. So that's where we're headed next. That's where we're headed next. Axle's out. Yeah, let's make this happen. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. Thanks for sticking with me. I appreciate it. I didn't hit record. Smooth. Didn't hit record, but there it is. There's the front bumper. Chopped off this as well. That's great. One of the best parts of it. Didn't get it. Smooth. Smooth. So this is where the mounts were for the front brackets. Both sides are done. Cut off this front radiator support, and we cut out the center section where the old bumper was, so we can get the new one in there. Did the same thing on this other side. Got that cut out. The back is a little bit more difficult when it comes to really getting a flush cut here. So that's kind of where I ended up leaving off yesterday. I've still got a little bit to do there, and then on the other side, kind of same thing, the exhaust is there. So it's a little bit more difficult to get in there. Not much, and these are already cut through a fair amount. I may use a little cutoff wheel to help get in there a little bit more precisely. It's just it's kind of where this little jut out is. It's kind of hard to see on camera, but just makes it a little harder to get it in there and flush the frame rail. So we're gonna get those out this morning. We've still got to cut this guy out. We'll probably do that at some point. We'll put this in here, but we got to get this tub cut out too. So that's what we're gonna do today. I'm gonna finish up these rear mounts real quick. I'm just getting them out of the way, and then I'm gonna start getting the lift in. It's time to do that. The other thing is last night when I had a little bit of time, I marked out where we're gonna trim the fenders, used some tape and a Sharpie, tried to match them up as good as I could. So I think I've got that stuff all set. I'm not going to do that right off the bat today. First things first, finish cutting out these rear mounts and start getting this kit in. It's time. Let's make it happen.